Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would sit down and share with you 11 things that you probably didn't know about me. I like to think that my YouTube channel is fairly transparent, and I like to cultivate as much of a connection as I can with you guys, as is possible through this camera anyway. And so I thought I would share some things that you likely didn't already know about me. So let's hop right in. The first thing is that when I was growing up, my mom used to practice hairdressing on me, and so my hair was always cut, coloured, bleached, and so this is about the first time in my life, I believe, that my hair has been just like let to do its own thing, because when I was a teenager I used to experiment a lot with my hair. It's been every cut and colour under the sun, and so this is the first time, I think, ever that my hair has just been allowed to do its own thing. You can see at the ends here there's a little bit of bleach left, because when I started growing it out it was completely blonde, bleach blonde, and so there's still a little bit left at the ends, but for the most part this is my natural colour. All of this is my natural colour. And I've been getting a ton of compliments from you guys in the comments about my hair, so thank you. I'm really enjoying the process of it, just letting it do its own thing. So thanks for your kind words. Number two is that I have dabbled with YouTube actually since I was about 14-15 years old. I began watching YouTube and thought that it looked like a lot of fun, and so started my own channel where it didn't really have like a topic or a theme. It was just like rambling on, I guess. It was more like a diary, a video diary, and then I was part of a collab channel where there was, I think, 4, maybe 5 of us. We did a collab channel for a while, and then I went back to doing my solo YouTube videos when I was at university about 8 or 9 years ago, and that was more like beauty related, I guess. It was more like I did like makeup reviews and stuff like that. And then I took a break for a while because it wasn't aligned with who I am or what I'm interested in. And then finally I started this channel where it can be more of my lifestyle and the things I'm interested in, and veganism and zero waste and minimalism, and just showing you guys my life. So I have actually been on YouTube for a very long time, just not on this channel, not on this platform. Number 3 is a question that I do get sometimes, and it is about my religion. I don't think that I've expressed this online before. My religion is that I wouldn't call myself religious, maybe more spiritual. I definitely believe that love is at the core of everything, and so I would say that love is my religion. It's where we've come from, it's what we're made of, it's what aligns with all of us, and it's how we should be expressing ourselves and how we should go forward with everything. We should be in love, and so that is my religion, I suppose, if that's what you want to call it. Number 4 is that I have recently found out, actually only in the past couple of months, that I have gypsy blood in me from both of my grandparents, so both sides. I've never met any of my grandparents, so they all died before I was born, but I do have gypsy blood from both sides, and I definitely get itchy feet when I'm in one place for far too long, and I feel like it's just within me to be more of a traveller than someone who's settled down in one place. Number 5 is kind of my biggest fear, I guess. One day I am going to have children. I am hugely naturally maternal. I definitely have huge maternal instincts and love children, love being around children, love taking care of children. I did babysitting since I can remember, just for fun and then for a little bit of money. But I love being around children. I am the youngest, one of the youngest in my family, so I've never really been around younger people and babies in my family, but I do love to be around them. Just have a huge caregiving instinct, and so I am definitely going to have children one day. So my biggest fear, definitely one of my biggest fears, is that I won't be able to have children of my own one day. But even if that is the case, I will adopt. I maybe adopt either way. I think it's a wonderful thing, and there are so many children out there in need of a family, so adoption might be a way to go for me anyway. But I'm definitely going to have children one day. Number 6 is that I have an almost ridiculous love of water. I feel completely in a meditative state. I feel like I'm at home. I feel like I can breathe when I'm around water, when I'm submerged in natural waters. I feel really aligned in those moments. and it is one of my greatest wishes of all to live one day near the ocean. Number 7 is that I have a very tiny family. Even my extended family, everybody included in my family, I can count on just my fingers, and my instant family is just 2 other people, 3 including me. But I quite like it that way because I believe that it makes us really, really tight. We're a very close-knit family, and they're my best friends, and just we're incredibly close, and so I love it that way. Number 8 is that my mom raised my brother and I very conscious of our environment, of others, and of our own health, and so I was actually raised vegetarian, and so veganism for me was a very easy switch, and consciousness of our environment and our environmental impact was always at least a part of how we were raised, and so being zero waste and minimalist and vegan was kind of just a natural progression for me. And so I often get asked about my aha moments to do with all of those things, and I don't really have the answer that I think a lot of people are looking for, or the answer that a lot of other people give perhaps, because I don't have so much of an awakening moment, because I was just kind of raised that way. I was raised quite alternatively, I suppose, quite differently to a lot of other people, which I've realised as I've gotten older, and been around other people and been speaking about how other people have been raised. I've discovered that the way that I was raised, the way that my mom raised my brother and I, was quite different to the norm, I suppose, and so it's just kind of a natural progression for me. Number 9 is that I am extremely introverted. I'm not sure if that comes across online or not. I don't know if that's obvious to some people. I know that a lot of people find it funny that I put myself online, even though I'm an introvert, even though to me it makes sense that that's what an introvert would do. I think that there are a lot of introverts online. I think that that's a place where we can cultivate a community and connection without being overwhelmed by all of our senses and by a lot of people in one room at one time. So it makes sense to me, but perhaps it would come as a surprise to a lot of people that I am very introverted. I need a lot of my own time, my personal space, being alone, and that's how I recharge my batteries. I need to decompress, I need to recharge, and just be silent sometimes. Number 10 is that writing, art, photography, filming has always been a huge part of my life. I've been creative in some aspect ever since I can remember. It's just part of my bones, and it plays a huge role in my life, and it's very important to me to be expressing myself through some kind of art form every day. Number 11 is that I am dyslexic. Again, some people might find this strange because I did study English literature and film at university, and I love writing and I love reading, but I think that that's perhaps why I've pushed myself that extra bit, because I learn in a different way to a lot of other people, and definitely people who are not dyslexic, and even some people who are dyslexic in a different way. I have pushed myself further to make sure that I read and write and speak well, because it's important, and for me it's learned in a different way, and so I forced myself to become good at it so that I could kind of catch up with everybody else. But again, like I said, writing is probably my biggest passion. Writing and photography are huge for me, and so expressing myself in that way has always come quite easily to me, and I love it so much. Reading was perhaps more difficult than writing for me growing up, but I do love it. But I've become quite good at it because I have forced that a little bit more than perhaps the average person. But what I have noticed is that I see things differently, and I translate things differently in my mind to a lot of people who are not dyslexic. I communicate in a different way, and my mind is a little bit more creative because I'm dyslexic in different ways, especially around language and verbal communication. For example, you'd find a lot of comedians happen to be dyslexic because they translate things differently in their own mind, and they see things differently, and they see the comedy in things because of the way that things are formed and the way that they perceive the world is different, and that makes it funny. And so it's not something that I've ever been embarrassed or shy about, and I actually quite enjoy it, and given the chance to not be dyslexic, I wouldn't take it, because it's not something that is wrong with me, it's something that is just different to people who are not dyslexic. But anyway, if you'd like a whole video on that, let me know and I can talk more about that in length, or any of the things that I've mentioned today. This was just 11 things that you perhaps didn't know about me, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!